What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Life is Feudal Forest Village. My name is Splattercat. Very happy to have you here. We're going to be hanging out for a little while and continuing to play this satisfying little game that we've been putting on over the course of the last week. A little word of warning. This is probably going to be very, very non-sequitur commentary because, unfortunately, there's a missing video file. And this is the best way I could think of to splice the series back together. It's just there's like a 9-minute gap where just everything is gone. And with all the crashes and random technical issues I've had with the game, it doesn't surprise me. It was bound to happen eventually. But such is life. So as it stands right now, we were playing around with our charcoal fields. I think we might need a little bit more lumber as well. It seems like we're definitely lined up. They're working on this big old paddock over here. And I just need more building space. And it's not going to be done for a long, long time. This thing over here, I had considered just skipping it entirely, but there is other stuff we can work on along the way, and so it might not be that big of a waste of time. Alternatively, we have ourselves an extra warehouse being built right there, which will help us store up some of the raw resources that we have around. At the moment, our food supplies are looking pretty good. Our fishy supplies are looking pretty good. Not a whole lot of things to worry about right now. The city is growing, although not at the rate that I would expect it to. This is not a fast-moving game, though. This is one of those games where it takes a long-ass time to accomplish anything. And so, like, a small expansion of your village is like a major undertaking. We got somebody who's cold over here, but that's because she's naked in the middle of winter, and also she's pacing back and forth like an idiot. Can I save you like so? Take you off duty? No, you're still just gonna do that? Alright, we'll control you. I am going to walk you back to a safe area. Ah, yes indeed! Welcome, little villager, to what it feels like to have a god living inside your mind. I'm in your mind, serf. Surrender to me. See if I can get her inside or something before she freezes to death. Hey, what's up, other lady in my house? Oh no, I have fallen onto the ground. Alright, so unfortunately, our character died. I tried. She's been stuck over there for a while. I don't know what caused that. We really need to get some clothing, I think. Clothing is probably going to be one of the more paramount things that I need to get done. Oh, look at that. I forgot to finalize flax. That'll be fun to fix later on. The things you notice when you're doing post-commentary versus pre-commentary. Or current commentary. My dog is gnawing on my hand right now. He's teething. He's very bitey. The big thing I'm having an issue with him right now is I can't get him to leave the cat alone. He chased the cat so much today that the cat was panting and like drooling and clearly like distressed, and I was like, dude, leave the cat alone. And to be fair, the bulldog could barely breathe too. He was like laying on the floor like gasping for air, but still trying to crawl towards the cat to fight him a little while longer. His eyes are all beat up. The cat's clawed him in his face like 400 times. He looks like Rocky Balboa right now. His face is all scratched up, his eyeballs like all swollen and shit. I'm just like, dude, stop fighting the cat. You're obviously losing. It's just you're not smart enough to know. You're not smart enough to know that you're losing, basically. Like, what's up with that? Just, you gotta work on your discernment, bro. You gotta work on that. Like, you gotta know when the fight is lost and when you've been outbest. He's like, nope, I'll gas him out. Like, he's fighting. This is a really terrible strategy. Just letting your opponent beat on you until he's so tired that he can't fight back. Because he's so tired now that he can't continue the fight. And so anyways, I gotta figure out a way to train them not to mess with. It doesn't help that the cat exacerbates things, as cats are wont to do. Like, the dog will try and leave him alone sometimes, and then the cat will be like, what, bitch? And, like, walk up to him sideways and, like, smack him in the back of his head a bunch of times and be like, yeah, that's what I thought, and then run off. And it's just like they both, it's like a never-ending war between the two of them, and it drives me crazy. And so that's our project for today. Hooray. I suppose that'll solve it. This is what I have to do. Now that I'm watching the video right now with you. It looks like I've got some fishy mans. It looks like I'm still waiting for this hillock to go down. Yes, little shovelers. Shovel. Shovel with all of your might. Shovel. That's how you shovel, but with like Gucci on. It's more fancy sound. You'd be like, oh, I've got to go out and shovel today. That's how you make yourself sound classy. Like if a nobleman is shoveling, he's more likely to call it shoveling. Be like, oh, I must go out and shovel. And that's what he do. That's what he do. Lumberjack's Lodge. We can upgrade this, apparently. I assume that makes it so I can have multiple workers that are all doing the same thing. That's pretty swell. So maybe we'll let that happen. That sounds like a good thing to retrofit. Maybe that'll make my life better. I could chop more lumber. Even though we don't really need it because we have like 12 quadrillion firewood right now. Okay, we have 12,000? I don't know. I can't see the numbers on the little video, unfortunately. Looks like 12,000 to me, but what do I know about anything? I could be up or down or around or whatever. It's tough. Puppies are exhausting. I know it's been taking up an inordinate amount of time, like, on my channel, but I have, like, cabin fever right now. I can't leave my house. Like, the dog freaks out and makes a bunch of noise if I try to leave my house. And so I've been inside my apartment now for about a week and a half. Legit, I have not gone outside a single time except to take the dog to pee. And so I'm getting a little bit because I'm an active person. I like to go outside. I go to restaurants. I hang out with people almost every single night. And this is a weird situation for me. I've got like this thing that I've got to babysit 24 hours a day. Otherwise, it like gets into hella trouble and destroys shit. Or runs the cat to the point where the cat is exhausted and can't keep continuing onwards. And so anyways, I can't wait for him to get a little bit bigger so I can actually like crate him up and go places. Or even better, take him places with me. All my friends have dogs. It's just I can't take the cat, or I'm sorry, I can't take Winston anywhere until he gets his next parvo shot. He's had 2 out of the 3. And once he gets the 3rd one, he can go meet all my friends' dogs. And then I'll be able to hang out with people again and stuff like that. Because we'll just put him in the backyard with their dogs. And let them hang out for a little while and socialize or whatever. It's just tough. It's a life adjustment. And I have nobody to tell it to except for you because I can't go out. I can't go out and talk to anybody about it. And so unfortunately, you got to hear about it here on the internet. The cabin fever is super real at the moment. It is ridiculous real. I do think another gatherer's hut would probably be a good idea. And it looks like we're trying to place that over here. I wouldn't actually lay bets that that's actually going to be there in the next part of the episode because... frankly, this episode might be a little bit disjointed. Something weird happened with my hardware. And these 2 parts might not connect to each other quite properly. You just have to bear with it. I don't know. I checked it, and it seems like they kind of sync up, but it was either that or you guys are going to miss out on like a year's worth of gameplay. And I was like, well, I don't think people are going to be too stoked about that either. It should be cool. I think it should be cool anyways. But yeah, that Gatherer's Hut, I think ultimately I ended up moving it after a while. I don't think I left it there. I think I reloaded the save after a crash or something like that and decided I was going to put it elsewhere to make my life easier. So don't get attached to that Gatherer's Hut. Don't get attached to it at all. Otherwise, you might lose some skin. Because it's going places. They are still terraforming over here. And it is taking a bejesus of a long time. Then again, they're essentially digging away an entire hillside, which is fairly impressive. This seems like it might be a tidal issue. Like, what happens when the tide comes in? God, I hope the tide's in right now, because that's going to fill that entire area up with bullshit, and it's going to be very, very upsetting. Like, nobody wants their village to completely and totally flood. It needs, like, 13 more shovels. Like, if they could just shovel on it for, like, 13 more minutes, that would be fine. And it would work out great. Okay, so Gatherer's Hut will be up in a little bit. That'll help out with our food issues because we are running out of fish right now, which is problematic. I don't know. It should be good. We will probably... chopping down trees is also good. We are a little bit low on wood, so maybe a little bit of deforestation would be cool. Also, it puts little red lights on things, and that makes me super happy. I assume that'll be done fairly shortly. So that being the case... we'll probably put like a granary or something like that over here along with like baking supplies and stuff like that. That might make our lives a little bit better. Have people actually eat cooked food. I know they've been just like gnawing on raw turnips and whatnot, which is great for the teeth, by the way. It's been fantastic for their dentition because these people have some nasty ass cheddar, butter popcorn ass looking teeth. It's brutal. There's not a toothbrush to be found in this entire place. I tried to encourage them to use sticks to brush their teeth. They didn't really want to do that though either. Farming seems to be going okay on this side. Huzzah. The flax shall be crafted. I may cut that off early because we're kind of getting towards... oh, I don't know. I just don't know. We'll come back in just a minute. And I apologize if the sequence of events is out and like things move around. Just know I had technical issues, okay? God, back again. The game is really, really crashy. They put in a patch this morning, and ever since then, it's been very, very crashy for me. So unfortunately... hopefully they'll roll that back or update it or something. But yeah, let me replace the buildings that I already had placed real fast. And we'll put those exactly where I wanted them to be. There we go. Looks pretty good to me. I think we should be alright. We still got the orchard built up here. That's a fairly major project. I've also put in a couple of small fields over and in on this side. I went back on what I was doing previously. And I put in a couple little 12 by 12 fields over here. My thought being... that regardless of whatever we need, I should be able to have a crop over here very, very easily, which will pop back up and in. It'll make our lives simpler. So we get these all built. The idea here... well, here, add some more builders to make this go a little faster. Our fishermen are not doing it right now. I'm thinking it might be a good idea to start growing some kind of food. along the way so that we don't starve to death once the summer gets here. We are producing clothing again, which is a very, very good thing. That means presumably we won't freeze to death in the coming times. We've got a chicken coop over here which has 2 eggs inside of it. I don't know how valuable eggs are, but one can only hope that they're quite good. I would suggest that we start farming, collecting hay. I mean, honestly, I'd say just collect whatever out of here. I mean, if you can get it. But our food looks a little bit low right now, and that's got me worried. That has me worried. There's a lot of construction going on, too, which is additionally concerning. Let me go ahead and get an herbalist hut up and placed somewhere in the hills. Yeah, that works for me. Herbalists are usually the best way for us to gather food as quickly as possible, but food consumption appears to have gone through the roof, and there's no way to really figure out what's gone wrong there. I'm going to increase this to 3, and since fishing is really all we have right now, I'm going to try and keep people squared away with just fishing, I guess. If I can get like 6 fishermen going, we might be able to stay ahead of the curve for a little while and just pray for the best. Looks like our flax crop is coming in perfectly fine. We stored up about 400 flax, which should be enough to make a lot of outfits, which will now all go to the storeroom. And then all the people who are like, oh my god, I can't really do anything because I'm freezing to death, my fingers fell off, they will now be able to help themselves. This here will be oats. So that we have something to feed to our chickens over here. I don't know if feeding the chickens is going to allow me. How do I get past the first chicken? I don't know. I just don't know. My hope is that they breed on their own, because if you only start with the 1 chicken, this is going to be a long process getting that chicken to lay enough eggs to save us all from ourselves. Field's done over here. Field's done over here. I don't think they're going to plant anything else this year, though. These fields should be done fairly shortly. What are they actively working on right now? We've got an orchard on this side. Hey, make it an apple orchard. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. And that'll provide us with a little bit of fruit. So let's go ahead and cut off as many of our builders as we can. We'll get these allocated. So we need 9 guys to work in that profession to make it work out. I may have made an orchard that's a little bit too large. Possible. Let's go ahead and get some fishermen going, because I think we're going to need that very, very badly. They should go in down here and start helping out with this fishing dock. That'll give us a total of 6 people who are working on fish, because as of right now, I'm a tiny bit concerned we're not going to make it through winter if I don't get this done properly. The other thing that I'd love to see over here is if they can get this done, we can start milling ourselves a little bit of flour, and that'll make life easier too. With anybody who's not working, my suggestion to you would be go get us crazy amounts of tree. Like as much wood as you can rip out of the surface of the earth. Go get us more, because we have so many things that we need to craft right now. And unfortunately, until we get them, this could be our last winter. It's possible that we might not make it this time around. Depends how stocked up on fish we can get. With 6 fishermen, I think we should be able to get in front of the curve. It looks like we're actually actively gaining fish right now. So maybe that's all that we need. We have 7 idle workers, so let's go ahead and bring out a few more of them right there. And hopefully we'll stay ahead of the fish curve. We got a bunch of fish in there, a bunch of fish in there. We'll probably be fine. What's the worst that can happen? Give me some builders. We'll start slinging some ham. That's how we say, we're slinging some ham, me lord. That's how you colloquially say that you're slinging hammer for right now. And then honestly, we're kind of lining up on most of the buildings that we're going to need for the future. I don't know how many farmers we're going to need to line up to get all this shit done, but I assume it's going to be a decent amount. I don't see farming on the list over here. Farming, 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 farming. Where is my farmer slot thing? Huh. There's no farming slot. Well, each of these takes 1. So we'll more than likely need like 6 or 7 people. Oh, we got another baby too, and we're up to 19 people because Abel has grown up and is ready to study and ready to work. Oh, Justin, never mind. Justin is our newest worker. We are going to have some things going on the hill up here, which has me a tad of a bit worried about the way that's going to play out, but hope for the best, I guess. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. We do need a miller. So as we start going through some of these builders, it'll make our lives a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and drop off a couple of builders right there. And instead, do we have another chicken now? Oh, cool. We have several chickens. Hooray! We have a chicken swarm. Bagar! That's what I would say to my chickens. I'd be like, "Hey, chicken, what you doing right now? Is you in the pasture? How you doing right now?" I know now doesn't rhyme with now. I don't care. I'm breaking the rules of traditional hip-hop in my chicken raps. Okay? Don't try to restrict me inside your box of rhyme scheme, meter, and tempo. I'm reinventing the art right now, where things rhyme with the same things that they already rhymed with. Man, it's gonna be a while before they get any of this done. Hopefully by the end of the winter it's all finished off, but I can't really guarantee much here. How many more construction jobs are there to get done, and how long is this gonna take? I think they're waiting on people to farm out wood right now. It's just taking too long. That did use up an actual considerable amount of our stone, too. But we're getting a new industry up and running. I like how the windmill just like chills right there. The building is on fire. What building is on fire? What? Holy shit. Are you guys gonna try and put it out? Oh, that's cool. It functions the same way as everything else functions. That's pretty sweet. Alright, well, that got taken care of with the lickety-splickety. I was worried about fires. I wasn't exactly sure how that was going to function over the course of the game. Viviana's grown up and is ready to study. Good, we should have a nice little burst of new people enjoying life very, very shortly before they get rabies and die inevitably. These things happen, that's all that I'm saying. Sometimes people get rabies and then they die inevitably. It's medieval society after all. And then once we can make some bread, because bread is super baller. Bread is one of my favorite things. Oh my god, these chickens are breeding at a ridiculous rate. Does that increase the amount of oats they need to eat? Wow, you made 54 shirts? Dude, look at you over here hustling and just banging shit out. Man. Like a hero over here. Go hunt things. Slay them. Bring their flesh back. There you go. Murder that little bastard. We need more furs. We need more fur! No, I don't need that many hunters, though. Seriously, it's not necessary. We'll go ahead and bring a couple people over here to start milling flour, because we have an insane amount of grain right now. We have insane amounts of grain. I'll make that thing plain. The strain of grain that we have, I don't know. I have no idea what strain of grain that we have. And so while I'm making it plain that we have grain, the strain of the grain belongs mostly to the Dufresnes. There we go. I don't know if they have last names on this map. We can have 8 people working on this project, huh? That's a lot of people working on one project. On the plus side, we have fish. So that's good. We may survive the winter. Oh, good. We have another one over here, too, but it's not done yet. So this one will be oats. This one will be potatoes. This one will more than likely be probably something like potatoes, too, so that we don't have to have an herbalist lodge. We'll see what's more efficient, whether the herbalist lodge bangs it up faster or the gatherer's hut. I'm sorry, I call it the herbalist lodge because I'm used to playing other games that shall not be mentioned right now because I don't want to turn my comment section into a giant mess. It takes water to make these, huh? Okay, so municipality-wise, they are going to need a well right there to help out with that. My guess is that a giant structure made out of wood that sits like 500 miles up into the sky and is filled with flour, because flour, I don't know if you know this, Nerdcastle, but flour is very, very flammable. Like, it goes boom pretty easily, so we might want to stay on top of that just in case. Just in casey case. I hope more people grow up soon, because we really have kind of like a population issue right now. Got 2 people working on that. They should be able to get that done pretty soon. We got 3 builders left. If they can mash out another well, that would be great. And then once that's all been finished, I'm actually probably not going to mess with the orchard right now, just because it requires 5 workers to get it done. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have 5 workers for a little bit. That might have been a waste of resources, but you know what? It's okay. We'll make it work in the long term. So this guy, potatoes. This guy, flax. Your potato, your oats. This guy right here is wheat, and that should be good enough. Like, this right here should hold us down. That should give enough, like, flax in passing to where it shouldn't be too difficult to accomplish things. The bakery isn't really doing much just yet, but that's because they have to walk like 700 miles to go get flour. There's a warehouse right here already, but I doubt the flour will go inside of it. Instead, they'll probably try to put the flour inside this barn over here. Which is okay with me, too. There you go. Drag those sacks of flour around. Oh, they're already baking bread. Fantastic. I'm really, really happy about that because now we're eating real food instead of just like digging roughage off the ground and hoping for the best. Nom nom. This tastes like dirt, me lord. This tastes like worm shit. Like, well, that's because we got to aerate the soil, so every day I dump a big bucket of worms. I dump a big bucket of worms into the area, you know, to make it work a little bit better. Damn, we got chickens for days, son. We got cluck clucks and buck bucks. Put them in bed and give them a tuck tuck. If they all die, that'll suck suck. I know the obvious word you want me to use, but I can't. Oh, we get meat too. Why are you killing chickens, sir? Why are you murdering my chickens? Oh, there's a fox. No, there's a fox in... Kill it. There we go. Stab that little bastard. Apparently foxes get inside of your chicken coop and they eat your chickens. Huh. Interesting. I had no idea it would go down like that. I learned a new thing today. Yeah, we're kind of having a hard time with our fish supply right now. Our fishermen are doing the best that they can, but we're going through fish at kind of a terrifying rate. We're also converting a lot of that into flour, which is fantastic. Is it grains? Wait, is grain different than flour? So what do I need flour for then? I'm confused. If we're using raw grain to do this, then why do I need flour? What does flour do? Maybe it allows me to make pies or something? Like the really dope shiggity stuff that everybody wants to eat instead of just being stuck eating it? Got a couple of my workers back here. Let's go ahead and get them back down. Actually, let's get them stone digging for a little bit. Send all those guys down into the mine because we need quite a bit more stone. We could also use some more trees, but they're not really... I mean, I guess they're chopping. They're trying real hard. Deforestation, no treeing. Well, maybe I should not do this then. If this is just an extra unnecessary step, maybe we just kind of put that on the back burner for right now and have everybody else go do jobs and stuff. They're planting, so that'll be fine. We're chopping down trees over on the opposite end. Nobody froze to death today, which is always a good sign. I may need some more hunters, though, to make sure I don't lose more chickens. On the plus side, we made it through the winter, so maybe we start gathering some herbs as well. Somebody got to do it, and we're starving to death right now, so if we can't pull this down, we can't pull this down. We got plenty of extra clothing, so let's go ahead and wait on that one, and I'll put 3 people on this. And now we're basically just waiting it out to see who's going to come along and help out with our supply. This herbalist lodge might be folly up here, just because man, we can't keep nothing in stock. But then again, we're kind of spread out with regards to our production. I didn't really have a space over here that I could put the windmill and all the other stuff. So it's a bit of a terrifying situation for us. How many people do I have down in the mines? 4. Just producing stone for right now here. We are going to need some more people if we're going to make this all function. Fish are dropping off with a quickness, which has me a little concerned. They are, however, stacking up vegetables again. They got a bit of a walk, though, before they can make it happen. I would say to consider something like that. So that we can get a road cutting through here that'll make them go faster. Because right now I think they're walking all the way around. And letting them come down the hill a little bit quicker would probably help. Okay. We didn't do too badly there. I mean, there are things that I would like to arrange a little bit better, but what are you going to do? Give me one of these guys off and give me another farmer possibly. So you guys should not be working on apples right now. That field should, yeah, 0 people is what I want for that field. And that gets us into flax. Instead, let's call that potato just in case. Like, we've only really got to last until the next harvest comes through. We've got a little bit of extra bread. I don't know how filling bread is. I assume it's got to be filling on some level because they keep taking it. It's got to be better because it's got extra steps. But I've heard food is a major issue in this game, and it can be frustrating from time to time. Oh. Fisherman Swara died of old age. Well, ain't that a shame? Another fisherman. And we've already taken people off of that job. Oh, I was going to say, what's on fire now? No, they burned the body right there. Okay. What happened on this side? How did that catch fire? Like an arsonist or something? What happened right there? I'm a little confused as to why that's on fire. It's got me concerned. It would appear to me as though there ain't no food to be had around here. We do have some breads, we do have some fruits and some other things, but they are going through our supply very, very quickly. This might be the end for us. I wasn't expecting it to escalate like this with regards to our food consumption. So maybe it'd be a decent idea just to run a bunch of potato fields from now on. And just like really, really hope. There you go. Now you guys got it. Gotta take those to the smart spots. They're whittling their way through it, but oh well. My hope was that since there was more foliage up here, they'd be able to gather up things faster, and it looks like I was correct. Ooh, we might die. Alright, well, I'll see y'all in the next episode. This is Life is Feudal Forest Village. Bye, everybody.